Because of that, they need to reduce the population. Because of that, they will try to turn off the electricity and the internet. I remember that in the early 2000s, there was this candidate for presidency in the United States called Al Gore. He was making some fabulous, fantastic predictions that by 2020 we're gonna be underwater. Here we are not underwater. People were talking about the global warming. There's no global warming. After that, they started lying us with something else. Now it's called climate change. I'm not denying that climate change doesn't change. I'm just saying that it might be something cyclical, which is not influenced by us. If we take into account the government strategies of trying to blame us for the carbon footprint or that there's too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, I disagree with that because the concentration of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is 0.04%. Just think about that. Think about how we are destroying the planet with our carbon dioxide productions. Think about how plants need carbon dioxide in order to produce oxygen. That's a bit nonsensical now. That's a bit upside down, as all the things seem to be. Think about how there is proof that when we had more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and when we had less sun because of the thick clouds, we had extremely large animals, we had extremely large fauna and trees because of the high concentration of carbon dioxide. Think about that the biological beings are made from carbon, not only, but that's the essential part. We are carbon-based life forms. Think about how they're trying to reduce the carbon. Carbon means us, humans. That's what they're trying to reduce. They're trying to save the planet. The planet will be here even if we start a nuclear war. The planet will still be here. It doesn't matter how many nuclear missiles we're gonna throw at each other. The planet is still gonna be here. So try to keep that in mind. They're not trying to save the planet from us. They're trying to reduce the carbon-based life forms. Now the question is why? I think that we arrived at the tipping point where it's so dangerous for so many people to have internet connection and mobile phones and to be able to check facts and look up information in matters of seconds. And because of that, they need to reduce the population. Because of that, they will try to turn off the electricity and the internet, fine us to reduce our freedom of movement, to reduce us in 15-minute cities, like cages, like hens, like animals. We are not animals. Try to keep that in mind. But what I've seemed to notice in my short life is that there's a movement, this woke movement, this left-wing movement, which is misanthrope. Misanthrope means that they hate the human being. Now my question is, why would humans hate on humans? Why would humans create so much destruction? Why would humans instigate and create wars? Why would humans create genocides? And the answer to that question is that the people at the top, the people who are pulling the strings, the puppet masters, they are not human, or at least they are not fully humans. Because I refuse to believe that any human being can become or be this evil. And what happened in the last 3 years with all the restrictions, if you can remember, it was just a testing ground, and they've understood that they can manage like 70-80% of the population. They can convince them, they can trick them, they can do whatever they want, almost. But the problem are the other 30% like me, who are refusing to comply, who are asking why, who are using logic, common sense, and we are seeing as being disruptive. And that's what you need to be once you wake up, to become disruptive, to ask questions, to disagree, to have a backbone, to use your common sense, because otherwise we are doomed. For now, they are trying out this project in Vancouver, Canada, in Barcelona, and now they want to introduce it in 2024 in London. If you live in these cities, please try to be as disruptive as possible. Do not comply, because otherwise we are gonna be worse than cattle. You will wish to be treated as well as a cattle is.